Every great journey begins with a single step. And at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, that step is met with warmth, guidance, and possibility. Here, learning goes beyond the books. It is where future healthcare heroes are nurtured by passionate instructors who believe in their potential. From theory to practice, our healthcare assistant students gain real-world skills in real healthcare settings, preparing them to serve, support, and make a difference from day one. Because at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, we don't just teach healthcare, we empower excellence. Admissions are now open for our January and February intakes. Step into your future today. Find us at Blessed House, 5th floor, opposite Garden City Mall. Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, empowering excellent healthcare.
A very good morning. How are you doing? Welcome back to Kingdom Business Network. As usual, this is your digital coach, Lewis Ndege, and I'm glad to welcome you back to yet another amazing episode of how we can continually build our businesses the Kingdom way. And precisely last year, as we were culminating our discussions, we had a very good one, and we were having deliberations around how we can utilize the grace we have as a currency in the marketplace. Today, we are here to take that conversation on a higher note. And what we are having as a discussion today, I tend to believe that this one is relatable to most of us. Reason being, most of us are founders, and we are already experiencing or facing what we call the founders syndrome. And most of us have managed to build businesses all around ourselves. And the big question I want you and me to ask ourselves today is, can your business thrive, or rather even run, without your presence? And I know reality has already struck you right now. And for the sake of that particular reality, I want us to have this wonderful conversation, and we build on it for some good time until we have the right understanding on how can we build for longevity. And graciously to say, it is also of essence to understand that we are just but stewards. God is the author of all these things that we are doing. Ours is just to obey. And for that reason, we also want to understand how can God build our businesses beyond ourselves. And to help us unpack that is a wonderful guest. I know we are all anticipating to see and hear from him. But before then, allow me to introduce my wonderful co-host, Bwana Erick, and welcome to KBN. I know based on your experience and the things that you've been doing, we are going to have a wonderful and an impactful engagement for the sake of our audience. Karibu sana Bwana Erick.
Thank you so much, Coach Lewis.
Yes.
It's good to be here.
Welcome.
And welcome so much, Coach Freddy. It's a trade that has been going on in our marketplace where founders are creating things or businesses which are not founded right. And there are those who are creating businesses, let's say, on time telling. Today here, my name is Karimi Erick, and we are going to unpack this founder's trait. And we have our guest here, Coach Freddy, who has been able to navigate that trap, the founder's trap. And with this, he is going to help us unpack all this, why we have been called in this kingdom to make business straight. And today we are moving from being dispensable leaders to being, let me say, architects of business who can outlive themselves. So welcome. And to our viewers, we welcome you. Stay tuned, stay locked in, share that link, and let us unearth this treasure together. Back to you, Lewis.
Wow, thank you so much, Eric, and welcome once again to KBN. We are going to be cruising on very nicely. Allow me to remind you that our guest is ready, fully packed, and ready to engage with us. For that reason, kindly keep your questions coming so that during our second episode, we are going to have ample time to address each and every of our questions and concerns. And ladies and gentlemen, it is at this time I would want you to allow me introduce to all of us the wonderful guest that we have watched for many days. We have been looking for him to ensure that we get this special opportunity so that we can be able to tap from this wonderful anointing. He's a man graced in so many ways. He has actually written a book I love to read each and every time, called Life by Design, Not by Default, because he believes that every one of us has a purpose, and it is for that purpose that we live each and every day. And ladies and gentlemen, allow me to bring on board Coach Freddy. Karibu sana KBN.
Asante sana, Coach Lewis and your co-host. I'm so grateful to God for the opportunity that I've gotten to be here at KBN to discuss and engage on a very, very important conversation, which I believe we are going to benefit both ways. I go by the name Frederick Geshoro, and I'm a coach. I enjoy working with numbers and facilitating dreams. So if you fit around anything about that, you handle numbers and you have a dream, I believe you're going to benefit from the conversation we are going to have today. I am married to one wife for over 20 years, blessed with 3 wonderful sons. My firstborn turning 20 this year, my secondborn son as well, who is turning 16 this year, and the lastborn son turning 10 years this year. So I'm so grateful even for the opportunity to be able to engage and have a moment that we are going to learn and sharpen one another as we continue. Thank you, Coach Lewis.
Wow, welcome once again, Coach Freddy, and we are so much delighted. And allow me first to pass a lot of regards to you, even for finding time within your very busy schedules to come and be of impact to our audience. I mean, what benevolence is that? Thank you so much. And our viewers, today, the man we have on stage is not just a normal man. He's a man whose experience, in his experience lies so many lessons. And unlike so many of our other engagements, we are going to be learning more even from stories than even what we would call notes or other philosophies and such kind structured conversation. So we are in for a wonderful ride, and I want you to be ready, even with your pen and notebook, because what we are going to be receiving here is wealthy. So thank you so much, Coach Fred, for even honoring that invitation.
Thank you.
And this is where I would want us to kickstart. Our viewer is bro, who do you mean this person is? Why are you even overdoing? Tell us, who he is.
Yes.
I believe they are so much eagerly waiting to understand who is Coach Fred. Why is Coach Fred even coach to begin with? What is this experience that he so much says that from it lies so many lessons? So I want to give you ample time to just introduce that.
Thank you once again. I was born and brought up from a humble, well-to-do family. I grew up in Thika town, with my father and my mom, though my dad is late, in a normal home setting. My father was a businessman, so I would use that term, but we are going to decode all these terms that we use. Growing up, he was a mechanic. He used to fix vehicles, and we progressed on with time. That is what I saw with him. He also used to run a matatu business. And it will go, as he continued to govern that space, we saw growth. With him, I learned how to calculate money. Because when money would come home, I would count the money together with him, but it was not an issue of counting money. Even how you align the money from that time we used to have the face of the president. The money used to be on the same side. So if you give him money looking on the other side, he'll give it back to you. Organize this money. But in the process, as I was handling this money, helping him to count, something was being birthed within me. I can also have my own money like this, but I never knew. So that was my father. My mom, on the other side, used to work for a dry clean. So she was ever smart, very good looking and beautiful. So her clothes were very spectacular. But I have a father here who goes to garage. He goes and fixes vehicles. He has matatu business. We meet in the evening. So as we go to school. So that is something that was being shaped inside me without my knowledge of what was happening. And unknown to me, something was being shaped, which would actually later come to inform who I have become in life. At a tender age, I remember in grade 4, those days, I would go borrowing newspapers from people's homes and go weigh them at the general shop to sell to them so that I can make my own money as young as when I was in grade 4. Around the same time, there used to be those bottles. They were brown in color. Where the syrup drug used to be packaged. I would go collecting the same and go sell where? To the general hospital back in Thika, and I would make my own money as young as I was. All this time, I don't know what I'm doing. But I know whenever I get this and I go to this particular place, I'll make money. And that will make me feel very good. It moved from selling newspaper, I combined with bottles. When I'm not able to get this, another idea came. I started looking for jelly cans, the 5-liter jelly can. I'll go to sell to the market. So I'll go borrow, collect from where they're thrown in the dustbins, wash them and go with them to the market. I will sell and I'll make money. So that is how I started getting inducted to a world I did not know what it was all about. It gets even better. I go to high school. The only first time I was taken to high school by my parents was the first time I was joining high school. Because by the time I was done with that term, I got another opportunity. And so what I would convince my father, don't buy me shopping. We would buy shopping. We were on the same year because I repeated, my sister caught up with me, so we were in the same year. So we would buy shopping. My father would buy shopping for my sister, but I convinced him, no, don't buy shopping for me, because where we bought our matatu, there are shops there. I can just carry. I don't want to tie myself. All this time, what I'm looking for is to get this shopping money. And somewhere I'll pass by a market, I'll buy the school trousers. Some of them were my size, others were kind of tight, and others were bigger. And when I would buy these trousers, I would take them to my mom's place of work in the dry clean. Because I want them to go be cleaned, and then when they are ironed, the trouser looks straight. Hata ikisimama hivyo unaona hiyo trouser inaweza kukata. That's what we used to pride when you go to high school. So I'll go with trousers, I'll not buy shopping. I'll go to school with my trousers. When other boys are opening their boxes to put in their shopping, mine when I opened, boys were coming to buy from me. I'll buy a trouser at 150 bob and I will sell it for 500 shillings.
Okay.
And you who don't have enough money to buy from me, we now started trading your shopping that you came with this trouser.
Yes.
I actually remember when I was in Form 2, I was called at the front when we had parade, and the deputy was kind of commending me because within a year into the second year, I had changed the uniform of the boys, not in color, but the design, because they used to wear baggy, smart trousers.
Sure.
So that was quite something. That again opened another door.
Okay.
Where I'm in school, and maybe this is the time my mother will be hearing this. I think she has never heard this story. I happened to connect with the villagers who were around the school, I would buy bread from them.
Okay.
And they would come to me, and I would pay them. And so I became the trader in school who used to sell bread, the quarter,
Yes.
to the other boys.
To the other boys.
I don't know how many times my box had butterfly. Butterfly it has been stepped at the middle.
At the middle, then
Okay, when they're trying to access my bread. So the class before going for tea break and the evening one, I believe I passed by God's grace, because I was just calculating how much money I'm going to make as I go to cut the bread and start selling. So you can see something was happening,
True.
but all along I never knew what this is. You asked the issue, how did you become a coach?
Yes.
Again, by that time, I don't know even what is happening. So business is happening at home. Whenever we close school, I'll go home. I'll go and join with my father in the business that he's doing. But also in school, I'm doing something. But I'm not doing with an understanding. I'm doing because it is making me something.
True.
I saw an opportunity, I converted it, and it is making money for me.
Wow.
That's my background.
And I think we are cruising on very nicely. I actually see a message here from one of my students at Certitude Digital College. They are telling me they are live and they are following, especially when you bring on board now the conversation on when you are at their age and what you are doing.
Yes.
And I believe these are ripe conversations, especially to we young people who are waiting to graduate, get a master's, so that we can start seeking formal jobs, or rather employment,
Yes.
the white collar jobs. And I always tell, because I also have several mentees, I always tell them that the time to begin is now. For as long as you are a person and you can think, you can do something with your hands.
Correct.
So, and I love it how you are clearly bringing it out that whatever you are doing was not whatever motivational speakers tell us. That with just one feather, I was able to start my poultry business. Whatever you are saying is something very practical. You are going to the market, getting trousers at 150 shillings, ironing them and cleaning them, and now selling the same product at a very high price, actually more than double. Then I mean, if that is not business, what is business to you? And that is so good. But now, here we have Coach Fred.
Yes.
Coach Fred, who is no longer selling trousers.
Yes.
Coach Fred, who is no longer selling bread. We have Coach Fred, who is now into other businesses.
Yes.
The kind of profile that invites people like Faith Today Television to bring you on board.
Yes.
How have you come to that point?
Thank you for asking. Don't forget, I grew up with an expectation of parents who also wanted me to turn out to become something in life.
True.
Actually, my dream, by this time we are talking about selling bread in high school in Form 2. We had this career talk that was done in school. And from there, something was birthed in me. My dream, as young as, I was in Form 2, I wanted to become the Attorney General of this country.
Wow.
And so that was my focus. And so now I knew I'm selling bread, but remember, I am becoming someone.
I'm seated with the Attorney General.
So that was my dream.
Okay.
And with a number of my friends, we kind of caught an idea. One wanted to become a pilot, another one wanted to become something. And so life started happening. We became serious. But that did not mean I do away this business of doing bread. But by the time I was done in Form 3, the issue of selling bread, now I needed to concentrate because I needed the marks to go to college. Fast forward, I clear high school, and now it's a dream to go and join campus. Unfortunately, I did not get the marks.
Okay.
And I remember the power of having a vision or a dream, because I really pushed my mom. By that time, my dad had just passed on, and I kept on letting my mom know, I'm going to do law. I want to become a lawyer so that I can grow up to realize my dream of becoming the Attorney General of this country. So that I was passionate about it. So there was a college, at least which was here in Nairobi, where I knew I'll go for 2 years, do a diploma, and then transition to Moi University, because that was the arrangement. And that's how I got into the law field. But along the way, and that is why it is important to know the people you allow or voices you allow in your space. You have to be very careful. I used to attend a particular church in Thika, and there was this pastor who knew, and he had heard me talk about becoming the Attorney General. And that was my dream. I was passionate about it. And so he mentioned, and he reached out to me. We had a sit down and told me, I know you about your dream and what you talk about, but I see something in you. And he said, you will make a very great leader in life. You're a businessman. Why? Because again, in this local church, I used to organize things. I used to organize the exchange of business cards night. I came up with something, and I would bring people and say, come and let's exchange business cards. So people will come with, in the first place, even you have never had a business card. For me, that was an opportunity. I'll make that business card for you, so that next meeting, you have something to exchange. So they had seen something that I was doing, and it was flourishing, and it was doing well. He affirmed that, and I really needed that. I needed somebody who validated that what was happening with me. And lo and behold, I detoured from pursuing law. And so this pastor held my hand. There was a leadership school that was happening in Nairobi, and he paid for me for 2 years. I went for the whole 1 year. The following year, now he told me, you are now become of age. There's a diploma level, 1 more year, you can pay that for yourself. By that time, now my mind was about building my capacity as a leader. Well, in that place, I'm just giving that background because I know we'll be building on this. How God works in our lives, even at times we don't know what is happening. It took someone to speak and amplify something about me that I never knew, but because of its affirmation and validation, I pursued it with that confidence, and I grew up in my journey of leadership. I got an opportunity, again, mysteriously, from a lady who was in that particular church and said, our company is opening a branch in Meru, and they're in need of an administrator. She was a HR, and she mentioned, I have convinced my team. I have someone. Myself, I've never trained as an administrator, but administration is a gift inside me. So I found myself, got an opportunity, I was trained, and I was sent to Meru. Meru is a place I've never been before, had never been my dream, I never anticipated, found myself in Meru. There's somewhere I'm going with that story. When I landed there, I realized the business was good, but I was getting bored. I had a lot of time, which I did not know what to do with it, because we were working with farmers where I would outsource their farm, give them seedlings to do planting for French beans for export, and I would facilitate. So I found myself with a lot of time. And I got a call from someone asking me, Fred, can you get me a house girl from Meru, because I don't have one. I did that for one, connected, and house girl went. Then I got a call from another one. I realized, wait a minute, I'm losing an opportunity. And I started advertising myself. Are you in need of a house girl? You get one. And I started negotiating. For you to get a house girl, I'll charge 8,000. So I'll look for a house girl worth 8,000. That is about 2007.
So now, now we are offering services.
Now I've gone to service.
Yes.
Again, I even don't know what I'm doing. I'm looking for something. You're looking for something. I know where to find it, and you get it.
Erick,
and I start exporting.
I think I find this conversation very interesting. Now we are progressing from trousers, school trousers, to bread. Now we are offering house helps. What do you think?
Well, you know, this is so profound and so, it's so interesting. It's so building the way you've moved from, let me call it from grace to grace. Yeah, I try to understand, the Bible says in Proverbs that a good man leaves an inheritance to his children. It's like you were building something, to bring on to there. How did we get here?
So, and that's what was giving a background. So this started, and now I have a big business. Now I'm exchanging service, as you have mentioned. By that time, I never knew that is what I was doing. But other parents started coming saying, you can look for another business for my son. So people started coming to my place and they come and say, I have this skill.
True.
And I also started advertising on this other side, asking people to send, if you are looking for such a thing, I have it. And it did very well. And for that time, I served. Then I got an opportunity to come to Nairobi. Now, we want to know how I arrived in Nairobi. I was coming to work with the bank, and I was so ready. I came for the interviews, and unfortunately, it never materialized because the day I was to report and meet with the CEO, we got a call, we'll reach out to you. And unfortunately, to date, that call has never come. But I thank God it never came because that is how I was inducted into this great city of Nairobi. That's another amazing story. So I found myself in Nairobi with my wife, then with my only one son, and I don't have a job. And it was a very tough year. It's very easy, and why I'm giving that background, so that somebody doesn't later come and hear the story of this person and they disconnect with the source. Because at times you just hear something, but you don't know where that person has come from. I'm not an Elijah. You know, Elijah just appeared, things started happening, but we don't know much about his background. And for 9 months, I was in this city of Nairobi and I suffered. And I did not even have an income. My wife did not have an income. I remember on the 8th month of us being in Nairobi, because we were being hosted somewhere, I came home and I found my wife and asked, I don't know what was the conversation about, but she mentioned the matchbox has gotten finished. I said, it's not a problem. Can you go to the neighbor? Because even I could not afford a matchbox. Can you imagine now? This person now was talking about that. Go to the neighbor, ask them for a matchbox. Just let them know yako imeanguka kwa maji kusaidie. My wife told me, no, siwezi jaibisha namna hiyo. So I wondered, what do you mean kujaibisha kama hauna? You sort out things as early as now. I stepped out because I knew now here there will be fireworks. When I came back, I did not find my wife. I asked, where has she gone? Kamsikia amechukua manguo zake ameenda. So I knew I have lived with someone's daughter and things have happened. She has left me.
I think it's, it's getting hot right now.
Yes.
And I think so far so good, and we are getting so much to even relate to, because one of the many things, I know you are a coach, and as coaches, we always have a perspective about something. But when we allow ourselves to share from the place of our own stories, it hits different. And I believe our viewers are getting this. We are shaping something. We are shaping a conversation. And we are here at a point where now you've already moved from Meru, and now you're in the city. And you are just beginning life, trying to navigate and find yourself within this very noisy and very congested place where everybody is fighting for their own place. And now that is the point most young people begin. That is the point. You've just finished KU. You don't want to go back to Bungoma where you come from. Now you have to think of how you're going to come together as 6 young men and rent a single room as you try to figure out how you are going to begin. So I think the reason as to why I'm loving the progress is because of the relatability. Most of us can relate to this particular point in your life. But now you've introduced something very different, something that most business people, there's a guest we had hosted here, and he said something very special. He said, sometimes business and family, those two are mountains. And striking a balance and being able to navigate through both sometimes can be hilarious. So when you've mentioned what happened, we had to pause at that particular point because I want to believe whatever is about to come is something else. So just as a reminder to our viewers, we are coming back even to our second episode where we are going to be answering most of your questions. I believe even if we've not started to give insights, powerful insights, nuggets of wisdom and philosophies and all those things, we already have so much. How are you able to do this? What happened? I know we have so many of those questions. So keep them coming. We are going to have a very short break. just like 2 minutes. Don't touch that dial. But before then, I know my co-host Erick also have something wonderful to what maybe you've captured, maybe in 30 seconds as we conclude that first phase.
Thank you, Coach Lewis. And from what I'm getting from here, from Coach Freddie here, there are times when businesses, at times we create when they are low, let me call them when a founder, you're creating a business, let me call it a high pressure job,
Sure.
Yeah, where everything needs to run at your own time or your own timing. But from what I'm getting from Coach Freddie here is that he is building something slowly and slowly. And now where he is, we are the bottleneck. What are we doing from here now? Did you give up from there? No, let's come and get from this. It's so interesting.
Wow, amazing. And to our viewers, make sure that you don't touch that dial. Keep those questions coming. I want to believe that what we are building, what we are having right here is something so amazing, and we are in for a wonderful ride. So in 2 minutes, we will be back to make sure that we continue learning more and more from Coach Freddie. See you in 2 minutes.
Every great journey begins with a single step. And at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, that step is met with warmth, guidance, and possibility. Here, learning goes beyond the books. It is where future healthcare heroes are nurtured by passionate instructors who believe in their potential. From theory to practice, our healthcare assistant students gain real-world skills in real healthcare settings, preparing them to serve, support, and make a difference from day one. Because at Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, we don't just teach healthcare, we empower excellence. Admissions are now open for our January and February intakes. Step into your future today. Find us at Blessed House, 5th floor, opposite Garden City Mall. Jesse K. Hospital College of Health Sciences, empowering excellent healthcare.
Welcome back to KBN. We are cruising on very nicely. I'm loving the tension so far because where we paused during our previous conversation is somewhere I know all of us are very much eager to know what happened. What happened, bro? Why did you have to even go for that short break? But we had to so that we can grasp a cup of water. And Coach Fred, you've left us at a very critical point where now you've come back to your house.
Yes.
And your wife is not there. And
Yes.
you've just received the news of what happened. Mm-hmm. Maybe now as you also help us understand what happened during that particular event, You also, I remember you telling us about your father's spare parts business. And you just told us that by this time he has just passed away. What happened to the business that you were counting money? What happened to the same?
Very well.
Yeah, Karibu.
Thank you. Just as I mentioned, I learned she had stepped out and had gone with her clothes. But after inquiring further, I realized she has not left me. What actually she did, she got her clothes, went to the market and hung her clothes and started selling so that we could make a living. So when I went and I found there is a nice red trouser suit I had bought for her while we were in Meru. I bought it for 2,500. That was a lot of money.
Sure.
And we found a girl that came, fit it well, a college girl, and she sold for 500. We saw God has come, because I had not held such kind of amount of money for almost 9 months. I went back to the house as well, got my clothes. We started selling. That's where we got our seed capital. A good thing I knew before I get combines. So we started selling our clothes and made money because we had to live way in Nairobi. So hapa hakuna kujihurumia. And I'll pause for that moment.
Yes.
But that is what happened. And another business idea was birthed while we are still in that situation. That I would have said was our lowest moment. But also that is where God lifted us up. Because that business, we did it very well with my wife for a while. And it picked. It had to pick.
From your clothes now.
Selling our own clothes. We were hanging our clothes, we sold, and we made money.
Yes.
All this time again, I'm saying I did not know what was happening, but I was doing something. And as long as it was bringing some result, it was worth my
Just
time.
go with it.
My father passed on. But before he passed on, he was doing very well. Now he graduated from being a mechanic to now having a fleet of matatu business and to spare shop.
Sure.
So he's progressing as well. So while I was in high school, I would come home and go to the shop. And I knew now where to source for the parts in the industry area or whatever places you introduced me to. And I'll come and bring to the shop. So I had an idea. And I loved this one because now I was making a lot of money for myself. So even when I'm going back to school, I'm loaded. I'm not just relying on the trousers that I used to sell. About a year before my dad passed on, my mom had grown tired of where she was working, wanted to come and join now the business of my father because it was flourishing.
Sure.
Those years in the year around 1995 to 1999, a bad day, we were doing 65,000. That was a lot of money. So my mom felt, let me come join hands with my husband. We can grow this thing because it's doing very well.
Sure.
So, but we had a very short span for them to work together because about a year and a half or so, my father passed on. Now, what I witnessed with my father in that business, when people would come and buy parts, you have come with a mechanic, at times he would try to distract the mechanic to go and check something else in this car as we make this decision. And when he's left with the owner of the vehicle, be told, no. These people just want to make money out of you. What I've analyzed, you just go a month or so, you come back, you fix it when you have money. And lo and behold, the vehicle functions well. And so that person will always come back.
True.
They're not coming back because of the parts. But this man told me something.
Yes.
He saved me money, but he also saved the situation.
True.
And what started going around. So this business continues to thrive and to grow. So when he got unwell and finally passed on, we were left in that shop.
Yes.
So my mother is here. Mind you, she has worked for the longest as in the dry clean. So she's very clean. So even the clothes she's coming with are clean clothes to this spare shop. And we are working together there. But when people would come, they would come looking for Mzee.
Sure.
But Mzee is not there. And we would tell them what became of him. However, they would still come, but with time we realized they are no longer coming to our shop. They are going to that other shop. They are going to other shop. And the concern was, what is it? Because we were still selling spare parts which are genuine.
Sure.
The pricing, we knew about it. But what we realized, when people used to come and buy from this shop, they were not just coming to buy the parts.
True.
They were coming to a relationship.
True.
They were coming to this person. But this person is gone. When they come to us, they don't have a point of contact.
True.
Within a very short time, that business went down. That business that was making 65,000 a day in a bad day was so hard even to make 5,000 a day. And it went down.
Wow. I think we are just having a lot in here. And Eric,
Yeah.
what do you think? Because I find the stories we are having here, I think we should have like 7 episodes to handle every. I mean, we have so many lessons from just selling trousers. Now we've transitioned. We are now in the spare parts business that Mzee left, and it's no longer thriving as it used to, because Mzee is no longer there, and the business has been established around him. There's something you said that is very significant at this level, that a wise father leaves inheritance to his children's children. Now we are having a scenario whereby the inheritance or the children now are not in a position to carry on even this particular inheritance, because the business had been established so much around the dad. What do you think?
Well, for me, I'll just ask a question to our coach Freddy. What did your father do that made that business thrive? And what is it in this business? Was it the person? Was it the service? Or what was it?
Very well. I'll quickly answer by saying this. Many people, they do what I was describing earlier. That's why I did not want to ignore that. And so when they go about life, they go introducing themselves. I'm a businessman. Or the famous term, I'm an entrepreneur. But really, are you that? Or does that just soothe your ego? Or just make you sound good? Because I learned a lesson from my father. My father, I don't know even if he knew what he was doing, but he was good at it. He was one among the mechanics of those years to have started an engine when he's not in the car. So already he had a good name. People had seen something with him. So there was something that was attracting people to him. So even when he did put the business, people were buying. But what they were buying him. You see, when you start a business, and it's very important, there are people who come to buy something, but actually what they're buying from that space, it is you. It is you they are relating with. Like now, if I walk to any Safaricom shop, for example, I don't need to know whoever is selling there. That's a business that is selling a certain product. Okay? Or I walk into another, into a supermarket. I don't need to know the cashier. What I need is the services that are being offered there. So this is providing service, this one is providing a product, but this one was providing themselves. He did not know, even that time we never knew there's such a term. He was actually a consultant on matters, vehicles and parts. But in one term, what I would have given him, he was a trader. And today we have so many people who are actually traders, who have built big things, which they are proud about, but actually is a kiosk. It's only that it is big, because even the running and the functionality of it, it is being run like a kiosk. So they have what we call kiosk mentality. It's a trader, because a trader is someone who sees an opportunity, you maximize on it, period. There are no system. I remember my father used to put money in his pocket. We did not even have a cashier. All this money I'm talking about was in his pocket. A trader does not necessarily need to take money to the bank. So even when you need finance, what would the bank use to assess you? You cannot come just tell me. And many people function like that. Was a trader. I did not see a pay slip. He did not used to pay himself, because as long as he has the money and he knows nobody is questioning that. Along the way, when he was not there, we did not have structure. We did not have a system. We did not know how to sustain this business. So he was building something all around him, and he was a trader. That's why when he exited, the business also went down. And that is the sad situation we have, not only in Kenya, but in Africa, where many people started businesses and they were thriving. But when they are no longer there, that business also dies, because they all along function like what? A trader. Because trader is just thinking about money and the money I can make, how much I'm going to make out of this. However, you transition from being a trader to being an entrepreneur. And an entrepreneur definition is also very different. The entrepreneur is seeking to solve a problem. So he wants to have a meaning. And now what people talk about a business owner, this is someone now who has systems and structures in place. You will never need to know them. If I ask you today, who is the proprietor behind Naivas?
Nobody.
You never know.
True.
Or quick math. Hardly, unless you go do a study. Because that person is stewarding a system.
True.
But if this business, you don't report and you fall sick, or your brain was to go blank for 6 months, it will not function. I want to let you know you're a trader.
And I actually love that point you brought out so strongly about systems and structures, because what can outlive you or what can live beyond you as an individual is what you've established, not you as an individual, because all of us have a timeline. And I want to anchor that particular insight to a question that is coming from Esther in CBD. Hello, Esther. And Esther is saying, thank you for the show. I love the topic. So when God says expand, like in the Bible, like I know there's a place where the Bible says stretch your tent to the east, enlarge your tents and all that. So Esther is saying, how do entrepreneurs know it's him, God, and not ego pushing too fast?
Okay. God is not an author of confusion.
True.
How God has packaged each and every one of us, we have amazing strengths.
True.
And when we talk about enlargement, at times we need to qualify what that means, because what enlargement or expansion means to one person is different from the other person.
True.
And the confusion comes into this. There's whatever God is showing you and you see and you want to go in that direction. But before you go, and what we have seen with God, there are two examples and he has modeled this.
True.
When God gives you a vision, you have a moral responsibility to grow your capacity. Many times we jump like Moses. He saw the vision. He was not fully prepared, packaged for the assignment, because to him it looked like obvious. What he did not know, God had a greater thing beyond this. He was going to lead a nation. For him, he was thinking transactional. He was thinking as a trader. You're selling something, you don't care, and you're not mindful of how it's going to be of benefit to me, as long as you've gotten whatever you wanted to make out of it, and you let me go. And probably I wanted to create a rapport, a connection with you. So Moses missed an opportunity. He ended up in CV God had not anticipated for him to be a murderer, but he ended up being a murderer. But when capacity was built in him, he could now be able to command his space and now lead a multitude of 2 million people. So some of this, that question, how it's coming out and how I can respond this, they are people, because they never first built capacity in them. They went for the opportunity and the offer, and today they are broke. Today they are borrowers. They are tied to a thing which made them to even lose the passion of the very thing they were going after. Yes.
And I also love another question from Julie that I may want to tie with two more.
Yes.
Because I think they're intertwined. Julie is asking, hello, it's good to have you back. Thank you so much, Julie. And she's saying, my question to Fred, how do you separate your identity from what you build? And the second one here is very interesting. Hi, I'm Frank, watching on Facebook. How do you know when God is stretching you versus when you are just overwhelmed?
Good question.
And that is from Ian. Ian is asking, what happens when the vision continues without you at the center? I think they are all rotating around the same thing.
Okay.
Separating yourself, your identity from the business, and also bringing in the factor of God ordaining that particular separation.
Okay.
Yes.
I would say this. I love and I appreciate the questions that are coming. That is a misconception, that you need to separate your identity from the business. Get it right from the kingdom point of view.
True.
Business is a direct expression of you.
Correct.
There is no place of separating you and the business.
True.
Who I am, once God has built capacity in me, you will find an expression of my values, what I believe, and how I conduct myself, reflecting in the business. If a person who loves shortcuts, I'm a person who don't follow through to the very end. It's just a matter of time. Whatever I package, it can never go beyond me. I'm the lead. That's why I have a company called Lidlifter.
True.
It's a lead. You become a lead. So you can never be able to put together something beyond yourself. So it will be a full expression of you. So your identity, who you are, will be able to see. If you are disorganized and a cluttered person, even the business you put, you are least bothered.
You.
I will just see things all over. If I'm trying to look for a receipt, you can't even remember, but you know it is somewhere here.
Actually, Catalina, just here at Homeland,
Yes.
is saying growth is scary. What if growth exposes my weaknesses?
Perfect. Perfect. That's someone who is reflecting. And that's why we talked about the issue of growing your capacity. The other day I was in a business meeting and the question was put, if you were to do the same business again, the same business again today, what would you do different? And there were quite a number of things that were said. And as people were speaking, I came to my turn and I said 4 things. Doing the same business I do today, what I would do different. Number 1, I said, I would look for a business coach. Not because I'm a coach, but I look back, all that journey I was talking about, I never really had somebody who held my hand to navigate me in this thing that I was doing, but they were celebrating me. They're celebrating something that I also don't know what is happening.
You don't even understand very well.
I would look for a business coach because this person will be able to hold my hand and help me amplify, correct, guide, and direct me. And that is what I do with quite a number of people who are in the marketplace. Secondly, I would do business debt-free.
Okay.
I know that would be, what do you mean?
Exactly.
I would do business debt-free. I was introduced into doing business. Initially, all the stories I gave you, there's nowhere I had borrowed.
Okay.
And life was happening. Even when I'm in Nairobi, the story I gave, I did not need to borrow money to do business. I sold my clothes. Are you getting the point? When I was talking about the house girl, there's no way I borrowed money and it thrived. But at some point I was introduced into that conversation unknowingly by another person who I looked and I thought they are successful. And I can tell you, what they did not tell me, I'll have access to this capital. Yes, but I'll be trading it dearly for something that is very special. Freedom. When you borrow, when you go out there and look for that capital, and it is not ordained and directed of God for you to go in that direction. Because I'm not saying borrowing, it's a no-no. Because we see in scripture there are people who are told go and borrow. But that borrowing was with a very short lifespan. It was intended for a purpose. It was not to become a lifestyle. I'll do business with no debt. And I've seen people who have done business with no debt and they are doing very well. What else would I do different? I'm talking about that growth and this year. I will not shy away to bring in skillful, resourceful people to come around my dream. At times we find and we feel like they're expensive to have them around, and for sure they are, because they are of value. They're coming to add value for me. I'll go for that. And lastly, even if you're starting your business, have it at the back of your mind with immediate effect. Have systems and structures in place. At times those words sound very big and vague. Let me give a simple example. From the onset, don't have money, don't begin a business where it just runs as a trader. You're a trader. Go and register a business name. Open a business account.
Maybe even before you progress on that point, Joy is asking something you are about to answer. So let me bring it at this point. Is it possible to start as a trader with no structure and systems and advance to an entrepreneur as the business grows? I think that is very necessary.
What's her name?
Joy from
Joy.
Keno.
Not anymore after today's conversation. One, now you know that you have been a trader, and that many people actually are traders. They even have very big businesses. But they are traders. Now that you know, a trader, they just they react to market. Right now we are here. It was not raining, but if it starts raining and there's traffic, where do umbrellas come from? All of a sudden, those are traders. They appear, but then it disappears. Then what are people looking for? Wipers, because you have just realized your wiper is not working. You find wipers are being sold on the road. Those people will never have structures because they respond to moments. I think
in that spirit of responding to a moment, Winnie from Thika is asking, and what if my business was born out of desperation? Not like a vision or something like that. How am I able now to build on it.
Connect to KBN to this platform.
True.
Because desperation is not a weakness.
True.
You should not have a victim mentality. That actually could be something that will be born and be sustained for greatness.
True.
The thing is, maintain the right attitude and be grateful that even you have whatever it is you're saying, it was born out of desperation. It just tells me there's something special about you.
True.
And that's why I said you need a business coach. You need somebody who can speak to your life to unpack some of the things that are clogging you because you're empowered to bring something in this life and could preserve a life somewhere.
True.
Yes.
So Winnie, I think you have your answer. We are just going to take one more question, and then I think we can wind up. Time is really failing us. Ian is asking, what happens when the vision continues without you at the center?
What happens when the vision continues without you being at the center? Does that mean you're still there?
Without you at the center. So I want to
believe what is alluding is to this, because I talked about being a trader, being an entrepreneur, and a business owner. The goal is to end here.
Sure.
Everyone listening to us, you who is doing business, intending to begin business, you need to come to a place whereby you are stewarding a system.
Sure.
Not a product, not a service, a system. Bill Gates does not need to be anywhere.
Sure.
He owns a system. He stewards that system. Uber is a system.
Sure.
That person is stewarding the business from wherever they are. Airbnb was somebody's idea. Okay? Put up a system and it's working. Many of us, actually, when you're saying we are doing business, it's not business. You actually employed yourself. You just look for another employment. It's only that you did not want to submit to somebody.
Sure.
You wanted to be by yourself. Yes.
Wow, I think the conversation is lit, and we can't complete whatever we began within our limited time. And that's why even next week, same time, same place, we will still be here with Coach Fred, because I believe there's so much to learn from him, and he's a book to read. And that's why I also told you that I've personally subscribed to his wisdom through his book, Life by Design, Not by Default. Make sure you access him. He's also going to give us his contact details so that you can also get that book, and through it, these nuggets of wisdom will be coming to you abundantly. Allow me to give Erick an opportunity to give us a parting shot as we also come to winding up.
Thank you, Coach Lewis. Thank you so much, Coach Freddy.
Thank you.
Everything you have said is so profound. Yeah? This is just wisdom oozing here. And I think there is so much we need to learn from this, our system of operations, how we can move from being traders and scale upwards. And my final thought is this. If you are running a business, and this applies, let me say, to the small scale or the startups, and also to those who are running the global firms, that if your business is not running, it cannot run when you're not there. That's a liability. It's not an asset. Yeah, and so it's a problem for you, for your employees, and also for your legacy. So we have to scale up.
Sure.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Wow, thank you so much. I think I loved that if your business cannot run without you, that is a liability. I think that is well put, and thank you so much, Erick. And over to you, sir. We've enjoyed every bit of this session. Thank you so much.
Santa.
Allow me to give you an opportunity in just a minute or so to give a parting shot, and also remind us about Lidlifter Consultancy, because the person I'm talking to right now is the person you need to get immediately after this, because that is what he do. He mentors us in the business spaces, in leadership, and in so many other forums. So make sure you reach him. Karibu.
And thank you, and I do really appreciate having this opportunity to have this conversation, even as in the coming days. And to those who are watching us, I would want to let you know all is not lost. The fact that you got this opportunity to hear this, stay tuned, because you will hear something that will benefit you, either to jumpstart you or to give you the right kind of direction into whatever it is that you're doing. But the thing is this, we will not remain in a place of murmuring, complaining, and regretting. We need to pick up ourselves and know we are the ones who are here who should make a difference.
Sure.
And my challenge to you, first is to admit I am a trader. I've been functioning telling people I'm an entrepreneur, I'm a business owner. Stop introducing yourself to that. You are actually a trader, you have a kiosk mentality, and it's a high time we stayed tuned to know how do I transition from being a trader to an entrepreneur. And by the time I am exiting, I'm a business owner who has left something that will be able to outlive me, that will be sustainable and be a blessing, not only to me, but for generations to come. Thank you.
Wow, I think you will also be benevolent enough to share with our viewers how they can, or rather your contact details, because I believe so many are like, I want to engage Fred right now. I'm stuck. I don't know how to navigate from this place. So kindly your contact details. How can they get hold of Coach Fred?
Thank you so much. I run a company called Lidlifter Consultancy, lifting leads that have limited you from becoming what God destined of you. Sure. My contact is 0720763838. Once again, 0720763838. And you definitely get hold of me. As I mentioned, I enjoy dealing with numbers and facilitating dreams.
Are you on social media?
Not much.
Okay,
yes,
okay.
Yes.
Thank you so much. That has been Coach Fred, and we have been tapping from this month's anointing. He has been anointed in the marketplace, and we've made a resolve, even as Kingdom Business Network, to get you always the best. And we've just kickstarted a journey. Next episode will be hotter. The other one will be even much blazing. So you can't miss an episode. Thank you so much for being with us. This has been KBN. This is your digital coach, Lewis Ndege. And until later, bye-bye.